So there's a lot changed in the markets over the last few years.
Dominic Kelly asks, is it harder for newbies to trade pre-race now than when you first started?
Thanks for the question there, Dom. Interesting question, you're not the only one to have asked it. So, in comparison to when I got started, up until now, is it easier for newbies to get involved in the markets or to be profitable within the markets and succeed? And I don't think it's necessarily harder or easier. And the reasons for that are as follows. When I started in 2009, and I started, applying my time and energy into the markets in 2009, there was very little out there on offer. People didn't really know what Betfair trading was or exchange trading was. A lot said it couldn't be done. Obviously it could, and well before that. But there wasn't so much content. There wasn't YouTube videos like this. There wasn't blogs. There wasn't courses. There wasn't all sorts of stuff like that available. And from what there was a very small amount. So it was harder in that respect because there was less people to kind of like follow on from or gain information, talk to and sort of converse. But on the flip side, I do wonder if the markets were maybe slightly less efficient. Now, going back before myself, having spoke to other traders that have been around a lot longer, I'm led to believe that sort of if you go back as far as 2006, the markets were extremely inefficient and, well, in somebody else's words, you could kind of make money from the market standing on your head. So that's a nice thought. That's well and truly gone. It was like nearly 10 years ago now. But the markets were probably less efficient early on. There wasn't cross-matching. There wasn't as much data on how markets behaved, and people hadn't kind of cottoned onto it so much. So if you look at 2009, somewhere in the middle there, where I got started, then they're probably slightly less efficient than they are now, but you couldn't learn as fast, you couldn't hit the ground running so much, and build up that information to develop an edge. And I think it's really important as well to remember in this, Dom, that you don't have to know everything in the bigger picture that's happening. Like if you're trading a horse race, for example, you don't have to know what's happening in the whole race. You just have to know a small enough piece of information that gives you an edge over the rest of the market or the other people within the market or whatever. You just need a small piece of information that allows you to profit consistently. And that you can try and scale that. Some are more scalable than others depending on what edge you're sort of applying there. But you only need a very small chunk of information where you can consistently take a couple of ticks from most races to make a full-time income and more. So try to get too het up on whether it was easier or harder before. I think it was probably slightly less efficient. If the further you go back in time, the markets are probably less efficient. But if you come back to now, then there's more information on offer and you can actually learn a lot faster. So sort of 6 and 2 threes is what I'm trying to say to you there, Dom. I think it's probably just different. It's much like trading a Dundalk race versus Dundalk on an evening, kind of like horrible Irish race, versus trading something on Saturday afternoon that's in a Premier fixture. The liquidity will be very different. They'll behave very different. But really, there's opportunity in both of them. One will be more volatile and you can get bigger moves. The other one will be smaller moves, but you can use bigger stakes.